Let's stand to our feet and worship our God and show him we are grateful.
Extreme Church. My name is Danny Ragsdale, and I'm glad to be here because what I get here, I can't get anywhere else. You know, today's a special day, not just because it's Mother's Day, because we're going to get a message brought to us by Mylisa Gaines. You know, and Ronnie would agree with me 100% on this, but you know, Ronnie's the one with the dreams, but she's the one with the vision. And I'll use a football analogy. Ronnie's the offense and the defense, but Missy's the special teams. She's the punt team, the kicking team, the receiving team, the extra point team. And if Ronnie needs to win a close game, he puts her in for the last second field goal. You know, I often talk about what Extreme Church is, but this morning I want to talk about what Extreme Church isn't. And I just have 2 points. The first one is Extreme Church is not perfect. You know how I know that? And I know it with 100% certainty. And the reason I know that, I'm here. The minute I walked in the door, this place became imperfect, fallible, because of me. And because of that, I was so in love with Extreme Church, because the second thing we're not stone throwers. You know, Jesus was teaching the multitude, and a group brought him a lady that had been caught in the act of adultery and said, "Teacher, what should we do to her?" And he sits down and starts writing in the dirt with his finger. And they said, "Teacher, what do we do?" So he stands up and said, "Okay, you're right." He didn't deny it. He said, "You're right. But he who was without sin cast the first stone." And he sat back down and went drawing in the dirt. And after a while, he looked up and he said to the young lady, said, "Where are your accusers?" And she didn't say teacher. She said, "Lord, there are none." And the one that could condemn her didn't. He said, "Then neither do I. Go and sin no more." So turn to someone this morning and say, "I'm not perfect." And then turn to someone else and say, "I sure am glad you're not a stone thrower." God bless you, church.
Everyone just let's worship together on Mother's Day, amen? Thing on purpose, and I can feel your spirit stirring. I've been praying, you've been working it all for good. So fan the flames and keep it burning. You're refining in the furnace. All the waiting will be worth it, 'cause you're working it all for good. Miracle after miracle, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. Miracle after miracle, yes, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. 'Cause another one is on the way. Yes, God. Rushing wind and living water. You're the God of signs and the God of wonders. If you will it, what can stop it? Come on! 'Cause you're working it all for good, yeah, yeah, you're working it all for good. Yeah, miracle after miracle, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. Miracle after miracle, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. Another one, another one, another one is on the way. Another one, another one, miracles, another one is on the way. If you need a miracle this morning, raise your hands and clap them. God is here for you and your needs this morning. Come on now, church, let's get excited. Come on. And if he told the sun wouldn't rise, and it did, he will again. And if he told the storm to be still, and it did, he will again. Come on. And if he told the sea where to split, and it did, yes, he will again. And if he told the walls when they fall that they did, he will again. If he told the chains when they break that they did, he will again. And if he told the bones come alive and they did, he will again. And if he told the stone roll away and it did, he will again. And if he told the grave let him go and it did, he will again and again and again and again and again. He will always do it and again and again, 'cause another one is on the way. Miracle after miracle, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. Miracle after miracle, open door after open door, here he comes, so get ready for another one. If the chains when to break and they did, he will again. And if he told the bones come alive and they did, he will again. And if he told the stone roll away and it did, he will again. And if he told the grave let him go is on the way. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus. Surround us, Father. God, you are worthy of all our praise. How many in the building this morning can say, I need a miracle today? How many of you need a miracle today? How many know that the way maker and the miracle worker is here? You've come to the right place this morning to experience a loving God and experience Jesus. How sad would it be to leave out of here today and never hear about Jesus? The one who brought you miracles, and the one who brought you life, and the one who gave you life more abundantly. How many in this building this morning can say that Jesus brought you out of something, that if you were in that today, you would be lost? That he brought you out. What a great Savior that we serve today. And like Danny said, what a great place to be, because what we get here, you cannot get this anywhere else. The world cannot give you what you're going to get here today. And I'm looking forward to what God's going to do in this house. It's going to be an amazing day. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, worship team. Thank you so much. Thank you if you're watching. You can be seated this morning. Thank you for watching online. Some of you that might be on watching with your mother, I hope, or you may be a mother watching this. And some of you might need a miracle today. And don't change the channel. That's what we used to say, like, don't turn that dial. That's like in the old day where you actually had to turn the dial. Don't move from where you are, because today is going to be your day. Thank you for being here this morning, Extreme Church. Let's make all the guests in the house feel welcome this morning. Thank you for being here. Now, all you ladies that are mothers, hold your applause, because everyone in the house that's not a mother, let's make our moms feel loved and needed this morning. Come on. Some of you have already started in on your mother needing her this morning. I promise you, you've already started in. Mothers, where would we be without you? We're not here. Stephen, you didn't have the hardest part of all that. I'm going to bust him this morning. Mothers, we are so grateful for you and all the things that you do. And we laugh and we have fun, but I'm going to tell you what. I will say this. I'm so honored to have my mama that sits here every week and is part of Extreme Church with us. I'm so honored and so grateful that my mom gets to be in the house. We won't talk about her age, because I heard before church that she's like 36. So I don't know why I look so old then. We're so honored, mothers, for you to be here today. This is going to be a great day. In just a few moments, I'm going to turn this over, which doesn't happen very often, but I want you to think about this in the next few weeks. We're going to finish May with our series that we are in called Blessed by Default. So don't forget the next 2 weeks in this month. We still have a couple more weeks in this month. But I'm excited about June. I'm excited about summer. I'm already in summer mode, and I love summer. But we're going to there are 5 Sundays in June, and the first Sunday is the 2nd. And we're going to kick off this coming June on the 2nd. We're going to spend the summer in the Psalms.
I've been in the Psalms all this. I'm a little bit ahead in my Bible reading for the year, and I'm in the Psalms already. And as I read them, my mind is working. The Psalms they're songs. The Psalms means a song, and so I think, how could a worship team sing these? I mean, if you've read the Psalms, they're some of them are pretty long, but I'm excited about spending the time in the Psalms. They're such refreshing. They don't just refresh you, but they teach you, and they comfort you, and they show frustration. But in all of that, God is to be praised, and God is the ruler, and God is God. And so I'm looking forward to our summer in the Psalms. So get ready for that. This is going to be a fun time. But without going any further, and you hear me, and I'm not getting to preach this week, and I walked around in here wondering what to do. I just kind of walked in. I'm like, I don't know what to do today. But I'm honored today to have this lady come to the stage, which doesn't happen very often. But she personifies the Proverbs 31 wife and mother. And I'm already going to get her crying before she gets up here, and it's okay because she has been an incredible wife for over 36 years to me, and she is an incredible mom. And I even made a comment on her card that I gave her this morning that she still treats those two 30-something-year-olds like her babies. She nurtures and takes care of them, and as much as they grow up, they still like it. And now I'll watch her with our grandkids, and they adore Mamaw. But here's the thing that impresses me the most. It's her love for Jesus. From the time I met her, which we're not going to talk about age here either. The first time I met her, she was in love with Jesus, and it's never changed. And I think that's why that she is such a great mom, is because she loves Jesus first. And then she can be a wife, and she can be a mom, and she can be a grandmother. And I'm so honored again today, like I said, that my wife, some call her Missy, some call her Melissa, I call her Miss. Babe, come on.
Good morning. And I tell you what, you moms look good. And if your spouse or your children haven't told you this morning that you look good, come on, guys, you're slacking because your mamas look good. Your mamas look real good today. You know, today, being Mother's Day, we're going to have some fun. We're going to get serious. But how many of you know that when you become a mother, you better learn to laugh? You better learn to have a good sense of humor. You better learn to laugh. And you better learn to take it in stride, because I can promise you that motherhood is a journey like no other. In fact, you know you're a mom when you find a Cheerio in your hair and you eat it because you haven't had lunch. You know you're a mom instead of talking to adults, you spell to them. And then your kids get old enough to know what you're spelling, and you lose that advantage. You think waking up at 7 a.m. is sleeping in. You know you're a mom when you schedule your shower on your to-do list. That's when you got those little bitty tiny babies, you know, and it's hard to get that shower in. You know you're a mom when you have more crayons in your purse than you have money. You know you're a mom when picking up another human and smelling of their bottom is a normal daily activity. And for some of those who are acting real uppity, you've done it. You've all picked them up and smelled their butts to see if they're dirty. It's a lot better than sticking your finger in there. Don't ever do that. You don't want to do that. You know you're a mom when a trip to the bathroom includes an audience. Going to the restroom is now a spectator sport. Even as a grandma, It is now a spectator sport. And going to the grocery store is a vacation. You know that you're a mom when you use the word potty when you're talking to adults. You know you're a mom when you have a secret stash of chocolate that you have hidden and you hide in your closet so you don't have to share. You know you're a mom when you use baby wipes to clean everything. Your shoes, the kitchen sink, the dash of the car. You know you're a mom when you make the announcement to your family, I'm going to go take a shower. Now, when moms make that announcement, it's so that dad can take over whatever activities need to be taken care of. But can I tell you that doesn't work? Your children will go to the dad and say, where's mom? Where's mom? And they will come and they will fling open the shower door and ask you for juice. When dad is sitting in the living room, it could easily get that juice. You know you're a mom when you understand that you can hear the word mom 4,362,000 times in one day because they begin and end every sentence with mom. Hey, mom, mom, hey, mom. You also know as a mom that blowout means something totally different than it does to your husband. You know that you will touch more bodily fluids than you could ever think or imagine. And you have learned the word touched out, and you understand what that means. You also know that you love your child more than you can imagine. You will protect that child at all costs. You would lay down your life for your child. You would give your child a kidney. But you do not want to fix dinner for your child every single night for the next 18 years. You also know that as a mom, you start out teaching them, mama, 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 and what word do they say first? Dada, every time, every time. But there's a progression. It goes from mama to mommy to mom to bruh. And then when you have adult children, it goes back to mother. When you hear mother, that's the equivalent of you using your child's middle name when they're in trouble. And as a mom, you find out that you say things that you never thought you would ever say, especially if you have boys. Don't eat that. No, I will not smell your finger. That does not go up your nose or in your ear. Why are there worms in your pockets? And of course, you might find yourself singing a little song that has a line in it that says, if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. You know, motherhood is the greatest journey. It's the hardest thing you will ever do, but at the same time, it is the most rewarding. But as a mom, you just have a small glimpse of time to sow into the lives of your kids. And so today the message is titled, The Days Are Long, but the Years Are Short. How many of you have ever been in that newborn stage where you thought you would never get through it? You thought you would never get past all the things that's going on. You would never get past the colic. If they're crying for 15 minutes, I promise you it feels like it's been 4 hours. You see all of these things and you're in the middle of it and it feels like it's taking forever, but I promise you the years are short. Life is short. In Psalms 39, 4-5, it says, Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. You have made my life no longer than the width of my hand. My entire lifetime is just a moment to you. At best, each of us is but a breath. And that's what it's like when your kids are growing up. When you see somebody else's kids and you've seen them once and then you don't see them for a few months and you look at them like, oh my goodness, they've grown so much. It's the same way with us. How many of you have looked back at the Facebook time hop, which is great because it brings these pictures back up, and you look at that and you're like, wow, look at how much they've grown in just a year. Look at the changes in just 4 years. Look at what it was just 6 years ago. And it's just amazing how time can go so quickly, but yet feel like it's standing still when you're in the middle of something. You know, when you're a mom, you want things to speed up and slow down at the same time. You want them to grow up but still be babies at the same time. You want them to gain their independence, but then when they do, you're like, can you hurry up? We're late. We need you to go. Because it takes them 15 minutes to put on one shoe, and you're already late and need to be out the door. You know, you want a break from the kids, but when you have that break, guess what you do the whole time you're away? Talk about your kids. You want to cry because it's hard, but yet you want to cry happy tears because you have the best gift that God could give you. You have no idea what you're doing, but yet you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. Every phase has its challenges, and every phase has its rewards. And I promise you, no matter how tough it is, the days may be long, but the years are short. If you look at it like this, we have very little time to actually nurture and train and develop our children. Think about this. You have 12 spring breaks. If you get to take a vacation every summer, you have 18 vacations. And when you think about that, it really puts it into perspective because the first few vacations, they're not going to remember. And the last few vacations before, when they're teenagers, they really don't want to be with you. So there's just a few good ones in there sprinkled in between. But every single day you have a chance to show your children how much you love them, how much they mean to you, and that will last a lifetime. We're going to talk today about biblical mothers. There is a difference between a mother and a biblical mother. A biblical mother will put her trust in God and seek His will. Can I tell you that this is so important? You need to put your trust in God and seek His will in every aspect of your children's lives. Whatever you're doing, you need to know what God wants. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you the path to take. We hear that quoted a lot, and it's great advice because I tell you what, we as parents mess up. And if you have messed up, don't think that you've messed up so much that God can't turn it around. Because I promise you, our God is bigger than any mess you make of things. He is bigger than any poor decision that you make. And He can turn a mess into something great. Think about the story of Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac. Think about poor Sarah. She wanted a baby so bad and had waited so long, and she tried to make it happen on her own and messed everything up. But you know what? God gave her the child that she needed. And can you imagine? First of all, I can't imagine being 90. But can you imagine being around that age and having a baby? There's a reason young people have babies. And here was Sarah, the promise of God, raising him up. And God tells Abraham to take him to the mountain and sacrifice him. You notice in the Bible, it doesn't say anything about Abraham telling Sarah where he was going or what he was going to do. It said he got up early in the morning and went. I have a feeling he probably didn't clue Sarah in on what was happening, because I have a feeling if it was me, I'd be going, no, you're not taking my son. You're not sacrificing my son. That's not going to happen. But you know what? Abraham had faith. He had faith in God. He knew God's promise. And he knew God would make a way, even though he didn't know what that way was. And sometimes God has things in your life, directions in your life that you don't understand because you don't see the big picture. God knows the big picture. But you need to make sure that you depend on His understanding and not your own. And what did God do? He provided. He waited for Abraham to obey, and he provided. And that'll be the same way in your life. God will open doors, and he will remove obstacles from your path, and he will give you exactly what you need for your family, but you need to follow his will and follow his guidance. Another thing a biblical mother will do is she will mentor and train her children. And I tell you, when you're in the training phase of children, it feels like it's lasting forever. But it's a very short time. Did you know that most of the morals, the biblical morals and your home morals and the things that you instill in your children happens before the age of 7? It's so important that you spend time training, guiding, and directing your children when they're little and who they stay with. It matters who your kids are spending time with, because that is where they are shaped and formed. In Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Doesn't say he won't mess up, doesn't say they may not stray, but it'll say they won't depart. They know what you have taught them, they have it hidden in their heart, and they will come back. A biblical mother will build character, integrity, and prepare her children for success. This is one of our main goals as parents, is to train our children to be something society can be proud of, something that can be a world changer, and not by the standards of the world, but the standards of the Word. You know, sometimes when you're in the training mode, it seems like, I know Ronnie and I had conversations a lot of times where it seems like we're constantly training, correcting, moving, disciplining. When is this going to end? I remember when our kids were little, it just felt like we were stuck in that cycle it seemed like for years, and it wasn't. But you know, finally one day it's like, hey, I think they're finally starting to get it. You know, I didn't have to set the microwave timer at all today. There were no timeouts today. You know, Ronnie used to swear that every time we used the microwave, the kids would get up, because that's what I used as a timer when I set them in timeout. He said that they're trained to that bell. Ding! Oh, I can get up. No, dinner's done. But kids need that repetition. Kids need that consistency. You know, it's really sad that we live in a day and time that people will spend more time training and correcting and disciplining a dog and a puppy than they will children. And you know, sometimes it's just easier to let them have their way and let them go on, but that's not doing you any good, because I promise you one day you will pay for that. It is better to put the work in up front than it is to try to do it when they're teenagers. You know, sometimes it feels like you're training and you're just getting nowhere. But it's just like kids. Have you ever seen T-ball? Have you ever seen coaches on T-ball teams trying? It's like herding cats. You know, they're trying to teach these kids the rules and the ways of T-ball, and the ball's hit and all the kids go over here and they try to run them down, and it's just not clicking. It's just not clicking. And then one day, all of those 2 or 3 years of training, it finally clicks. We had that with Gideon this year. You know, he's playing transitional, coach pitch, and, you know, he didn't practice all winter. But when he started this spring, it had clicked. His throws were on point. His fielding was great. And everybody's looking and saying, what happened? He hasn't been practicing. It clicked. And it's the same thing when you're training your kids. One day you're going to look up and you're going to be like, it's clicked. It's happened. It's there. You know, when you're training your kids in the ways of the Lord, it's not like you're sitting down and using a textbook and a teaching session. You're just using everyday, ordinary things to train your kids. It happens organically. You know, the other day, Kimberlyn and the boys rescued a little bunny from a cat. The cat was trying to eat this little bunny. They rescued it. They took it out to the nature trail, and they were going to turn it loose. And sometimes we don't know what our kids are thinking or how they perceive things. They were turning this bunny loose, and they decided to pray for this bunny, for protection for this little bunny that they were turning back to the wild. And Gabe looks up. He was 4. He looks up and he goes, "Prayers don't work." And Kimberlyn did the right thing. She didn't get on to him. She said, "Why would you think that? Why would you think that prayers don't work?" He said, "Because I was at school just this week, and I prayed that somebody would come rescue me, and nobody showed up." You know, you take times like that to explain to kids, to teach kids, to expound, because sometimes their perception on what's going on is a little different than what you and I may think. We may think we're doing a really good job about teaching them to pray, but you know, sometimes we have to fine-tune it just a little bit. Teaching them about God doesn't always mean that you're just telling them the rules, but tell them the concepts. How many of you know that we need to know the concepts behind it and not just the rules? Because the concepts will lead to other things. The rules just lead for the one. We have animals, and I've told the boys, shut the gate. When you come in, shut the gate, shut the gate, shut the gate. But one day I realized that I needed to tell them why. Listen, we're going to shut the gate so that the animals don't get out, because they would come in, they would shut the gate, but they wouldn't latch it. And I'm thinking, what's the deal? Shut the gate. Well, they were shutting the gate. But when I told them the concept was, I don't want the animals to get out. We've got to keep the animals in. Their mind changed. So then when they came through the gate, they would lock it. They would guard it. If they were trying to come in and there was a goat right there, they would wait. They would move the goat. They would push the gate a different way so the goat didn't get out. That's the same thing biblically. When you tell them stories, when you teach them about Jesus, tell them about the concepts. Teach them the concepts so that they'll be able to apply it to their life today. Not that it's just stories in the Bible, stories from some other time, but help relate it to your kids today. The next thing is, a biblical mother will pray for her children and teach them to have a thankful heart. In Colossians, it says, devote yourselves to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart. And 1 Thessalonians says, never stop praying. Some versions say pray without ceasing. Does that mean you have to pray all the time? No, but it means you need to be in constant communication with God. And I can tell you, if you have children, you need to be in constant communication with God, no matter their age. And what is great is that Jesus gave us great examples of how to pray continually. You know, Jesus, he healed many. He laid hands on the sick. Eyes were healed. Demons were cast out. Sometimes you may feel like you need to cast some demons out of those 2-year-olds and teenagers. You know, but he prayed before feeding the 5,000. It teaches us to pray for provision. Pray for a miracle. He prayed to bless their children. Do you know that you need to bless your children? He prayed in the morning. He prayed in the evening. He prayed for his disciples and other followers. We need to learn to pray for others and teach our kids to pray for others. There was one day that we had one of our kids back from E-Kids. She came up to Pastor Ronnie and she said, hey, I just need to know if this was okay. She said, I had a friend on the playground and they needed prayer. And I didn't have any oil like we have here at the church, so all I had was my water bottle. So I just put some water on my hands and just prayed for him. Was that okay? He said, absolutely. You know, Jesus taught us how to pray. He taught us how to pray in the Garden of Gethsemane in times of trial and hardships. He taught us how to pray from the cross, where he prayed for forgiveness for those who persecuted us. You know, there's going to be times that you're going to have to forgive people, and it's hard. But forgiveness can eat you up. Teach your kids to pray for forgiveness also. Pray for protection over your children. Pray for protection mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and that doesn't stop when they leave your household. That continues no matter how old they are. Pray for their future spouses. Can I tell you that if you have young children, pray for their future spouses now, because other than asking Jesus Christ into your heart, who you marry is the next important thing on the list. It will impact generations and generations. It makes a difference. Choose carefully. Choose carefully. On that, dads, husbands, future husbands, future husbands, women need to know love. They need to know commitment, loyalty, and trust. And if you break that, it is extremely hard to get it back. Guard it. You are guarding your wife like Christ guards the church. Protect her. Lay down your life for her. Guard your choices. Guard your words. Be faithful. Keep your family intact. Be faithful. Because I promise you, if you want to destroy your family, being unfaithful will destroy a family faster than anything. And even though there might be forgiveness, trust is something that cannot be easily restored. Men, never physically, emotionally, or mentally abuse your wives. A real man protects. A real man covers. A real man would lay down his life for his family and not destroy it. So if you are a fully devoted follower of Christ, do these things, not just in words, but in deeds, because you can say you love someone all day long, but if your actions are showing something different, they're going to go off of your actions and not off of your words. And I promise you, your children are watching. Your children see your actions. Your children see how you do. They see how you act. They see how you respond, and they will learn from you. The next one is a biblical mother is content with what she has. In today's life of Facebook, how many of you know that you look at Facebook and you see all these perfect families? You see all these perfect houses and perfect children. You just don't know what it took to get that one perfect picture, because I promise you somebody had a meltdown. There was a meltdown at some point in that family picture. But you know, Facebook may give us a snapshot, but it doesn't give us the whole movie. And I can tell you that discontentment will ruin your life. In 1 Timothy, it says, 1 Timothy 6:6, it says, "Yet true godliness with contentment is itself a great wealth." And being content means a state of happiness and satisfaction. You know, it's really easy to look at someone else's house, someone else's kids, someone else's job, someone else's big boy toys, big girl toys, and feel a little envious. But if you're not content where you are, you're not going to be happy. Discontentment breeds jealousy, bitterness, unhappiness, and it means that you're never satisfied. When you're content where you are, it doesn't mean that you don't have dreams, you don't have goals, you don't have a bucket list, because we all have those. It just means to work towards that, but be content where you are in the season that you're in. And I promise you that God will open doors for other things. Be content and be thankful. Strive to work and make things better, but be content where you are. And the last and most important thing that you mothers can do for your children by being a biblical mother is a biblical mother will lead her children to know Jesus as their Savior. I can promise you, if you fail at everything else, lead your children to Jesus. In Matthew 19:14 it says, "But Jesus said, 'Let the little children come to me. Don't stop them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are like these children.'" You know, the disciples wanted to push the kids aside, and Jesus said, "No, bring them to me." Can I tell you that the kids mean a lot to Jesus? You know, he scoops them up, he blesses them, he prays for them. The most important thing that we can do as parents is train our children to know Jesus. And do you know how they know Jesus? They know Jesus by seeing you, by seeing your walk with Jesus, by seeing how you live your life. They may come to church and they will get Jesus at church. I promise you, we are not a babysitting church. Our classrooms teach Jesus. But can I tell you that you're living Jesus in front of them day to day, and they will learn more from your actions than what you realize. First, they will learn the Jesus that you believe in, but you need to teach them the Jesus that they will believe in. Because we can't ride on the shirt tails of our parents or our grandparents. We have to know Jesus for ourselves, and that is what is so important, that you teach your children to know Jesus for themselves, that they can rely on God, that they can go to God in times of trials, in times of trouble, and they can trust in Him. And that is your most important challenge for being a biblical parent. In the conclusion, on the hard days when you're struggling, remember motherhood is a calling and you are doing kingdom work. Stay the course, teach, train, model, and pray continually for children. God has a message for you. He knows you're worried. He knows you're worried about your kids, but He says to worry less and pray more. He is watching over them. God sees the season that you're in. He sees your heart. He hears your prayers, and He knows you want to be the best mom that you can be. He sees you. He loves you. Lean on Him. And can I tell you that when a mother loves God, it will make a huge difference in how she loves her children. You know, some of us don't have moms on earth anymore. If your mom is with you, hold them tight, hug their neck. Because sometimes you don't realize what it's like until they're gone. And it may not just be your natural mom. It could be your stepmom. It could be a motherly influence. There are so many people that speak into your life. So cherish each and every one of them. Love them. Give them a hug today. Make that phone call. Even if they stay on the line with you for 30 minutes, make that phone call, guys. Do it. Do it. Because I know that it will mean the world to them. Can you bow your heads? God, today, we are so thankful for the mothers that are here. God, I thank you for each and every one of them. I thank you that you have given them exactly who they need to be mothered to. God, I pray for the mothers who are walking through a tough time. God, I pray that you give them guidance, you give them direction, you give them wisdom. God, I pray for those who are struggling. Maybe they're struggling financially. Maybe they're struggling physically or mentally. God, you know the need. God, you can touch them where they're at. God, I pray that each mother in here will rise up and be a biblical mom to the children that they have underneath them. God, I pray that they will guide them, direct them, pray for them, teach them, and train them in the ways of the Lord. And God, I thank you that you are giving them the strength that they need for each stage of life. God, I pray that you keep your hand upon them, that you open the doors that need to be open, and God, that you shut the doors that need to be shut. God, I thank you. I thank you for each and every mom in this room. And God, I pray for those who are longing for a baby. God, I pray that their womb opens up. And God, if it's adoption, I pray that that adoption goes smoothly. God, I pray for those who are wanting to foster children, that they would be able to foster and sow into the lives of children that need them at this time. God, I thank you for grandmas and aunts. I thank you for those spiritual mothers who are sowing in to kids who are not even theirs. God, I thank you for those ladies who are stepping up and taking care of children that they didn't even birth. God, I thank you for those who have been called to watch over kids, to train kids, to stand in the gap for kids. And God, I thank you for each and every mother that is here. While the eyes...
Thank you for watching our live stream service. We hope that God has done something amazing today in your life. If He has, please leave a comment below and let us know what God's doing in your life. If you'd like to help us reach even more people, please share this video and help us get this service out to as many people as possible. Another way you can partner with us is by giving financially. You can do that in person on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. at 15 South Adair in downtown Pryor. You can give online at extremechurch.org, or you can text the word GIVE to the number on the screen and set up text giving. We believe together that we can help people experience God and His love while discovering a life of purpose and fulfillment. So thank you for watching this video and have a great week.